welcome to Come Out Speak Out. Today I'm here with
Fortune.
and today what are we talking about, lads?
We're going to talk about COVID's effect on the world and how education continued going, but COVID stopped everything else.
So what was your experience during COVID? Tell us.
Normal. I don't know. For certain times it was blessed because I didn't need to go to uni.
Yeah.
For other people it wasn't blessed because they still had to go to uni whilst, certain people were dying. R.I.P. to the fallen ones still. But yeah, my experience was alright. I mean, specific questions will better open that up.
Okay. So I guess specific questions. Help will be needed. Anyone?
What course do you want for Fortune?
What, now or before?
Before, during COVID, what course was it?
Forensic and medical science.
Why forensics?
So, forensics is interesting, isn't it? In an American standpoint, not in the UK standpoint. I mean, you go to see crime scenes, you see dead bodies. I'm not a morbid guy, but like, come on. Dead bodies excite everyone, to be fair.
It does not excite me. Dead bodies not excite me. I'm trying to see dead bodies.
But yeah, so like, yeah, it was mostly because I wanted to see like dead bodies, wanted to see crime scenes, Then finding out about what goes on in the background, the crime scenes, like this paperwork was the boring part, really. Other people asked me why medical science as well. It was more that it gave me different opportunities. So instead of just picking one sector, I had the option of two sectors. So that would then lead on to what I study in my master's now, isn't it? So.
And what is that? What do you study now?
Physician's associate.
For the people that don't know, can you give us a bit of insight?
So physician's associate is basically the gap between nursing and medicine. Or nursing and being a doctor. We're allowed to do full histories, take diagnosis, all that what doctors do. But we're not allowed to prescribe like radiographies or any kind of invasive radiation therapies, really. And we're not allowed to prescribe medications yet.
Okay. But do you think guys will be able to prescribe medications soon?
I mean, I think the GMC want us to kind of go through that route. I don't think medical doctors really want us to go through that route because that's you're stealing our jobs, But hopefully we're able to do that. But then again, they're not paying us doctors' wages if we do that. You get me? So we're just doing a doctor's job, but we're not getting doctors' wages. So it's pretty pointless. Yeah.
Fair. And is there any? I was gonna ask. Is there any like struggles that you maybe are currently overcoming or you've overcome?
With PA or COVID?
We'll do both, but we'll start with COVID.
Okay. Struggles. Not really. I mean, I worked during COVID in the NHS, and I'm not gonna lie. I believe the government should do more for nurses, and people working in the practice in general, because they're really breaking their back to keep people alive, to get people better, to get people better, and without any recognition. I mean, it's all fun and games clapping for people, but at one point it gets to a point where clapping doesn't really do anything. Like, I genuinely raise funds, get money, because these guys have broken their back and they're not getting recognised like that. The pay rise, come on, inflation and pay rise. If you rise the pay, inflation is still going to kill off everything that's been increased.
Yeah.
Because things are getting more expensive in general. You get me? I don't know what analogy I can use, but yeah, it's just the rise in the pay isn't really all that, to be fair. But yeah, big up all the nurses in the NHS, man. They're the real hard workers. Yeah.
Oh, you clap.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
big thing they say before you did your Physicians Associate Masters, you did, what did you say, forensics?
Forensic and medical science.
Medical science. There's been a lot of studies and a lot of, talk around that. Would you say you were influenced a lot by the media in the sense of like series like CSI and a lot of murder mysteries that sort of, brought to light how much forensics actually do in different jobs and made it sort of seem more exciting?
110%. Forensics is not what they make out in what's called, and even if you get onto the course, they'll genuinely tell you it's not what I'd say in the UK it's not what it make it seems, because UK we have petty crimes, man. Like somebody the crimes you get in the UK is them ones where somebody stole Freddo from the shop. Like, bro, we do not need crime scene for that. Just grab the guy by the neck and lynch him, yo. You get me? I'm talking about I talk about African lynching, by the way, not the other one.
Okay.
We know what African lynching is. They put you on the tire and then pour petrol on the tire. And, you know what, man. But yeah, that's jokes, by the way. That's jokes, by the way. But in America, I believe that the way they make it seem in America is more fun.
Yeah.
And it is, in America, they have real crime scenes. Like, what else do they have serial killers doing? UAV inbound because they got 3 kills streak.
Is there anything like a fake, what do you call it?
Fake crime scene?
Yeah.
Yes, they do fake crime scene in,
Okay.
in forensic science. You get a couple throughout the year. They'll try and get them in just in case. And you work as different roles. As a crime scene photographer, probably one of the most boring roles on earth.
No, it's not boring. Come to university to.
You come to university. I mean, it's amazing. It's, honestly, Jesus, what can I say? It's fucking bloody brilliant, man. But yeah, it's well, it does. To answer your question, yes, it does play a major influence. That's why a lot of people do it. But as soon as they get onto course, a lot of people think, wow. But I'll tell you one thing, a little secret into forensic science, you will not get a job with just a bachelor's.
So do a lot of people drop out, switch course, or what's your experience with that?
My experience is, okay, so I started in a class with let's say nearly 100 people.
Yeah.
Thank God, I went through it with no issues. I went straight through it. So I 18 first year, 19 second year, 20 I was in the third year. So a lot of people do drop out. I don't know about switching courses, but a lot of people realise university isn't for them. I don't think they drop out because of the course. I just feel like they drop out because they believe university isn't for them.
Yeah.
Because if you can drop, there's one thing dropping out and one thing switching courses, and not people didn't switch courses, they just dropped out. Yeah, a lot of people drop out. Like I said, because it's not for them. And then, yeah, it's just that, isn't it? It's not like they realise our forensic isn't all that. They just realise the university in general isn't for them. So that's all I can say.
So who is university for then?
Now, that's a very, very, very interesting question. And you realise that when... I feel sorry for people who go sixth form. Especially because sixth form is...
Very, very university orientated.
I don't know. I think college is more university orientated.
Yeah.
I would say college is a step down from the style of teaching they do in university, if that's what you mean.
Yes.
But sixth form is you need to go to uni to succeed. You need to get your degree from university to succeed. If you don't go to university, you're wasting your life, basically.
Yeah. See, that's it. But it depends, because my experience of sixth form on college, this is Liverpool, because it depends regionally. It depends how they teach. In Liverpool, the way they taught is that if you were in the sixth form, you were more babied.
Yeah.
Because you had teachers, you know, in college, some of those teachers didn't even care you were in. You understand? And sometimes you were in lesson with people who were much older than you, mature students. So it was kind of, when you go to university, you're used to this. You're used to seeing people who are much older than you.
Yeah.
You're used to being taught and being told to go, but only being given vague information, and you have to try and research it yourself. Whilst in sixth form, they kind of gave you everything. This is in the Northwest. They kind of gave you everything. So if you come to what's called university as a sixth former, it's very new to you. That's why I'd say as a sixth former, don't just, if you're in the Northwest, don't just stick to what the teacher gives you. Try and research yourself. Whilst as a college student, yeah. Is it for everyone? No, it's not for everyone, because if you feel like you're still, you're not independent, honestly, just forget about it. Because unless you want to learn independence, honestly, just forget about it. I remember my first year was awful. Honestly, awful. Also because I came from a B-Tech background, now studying a subject where everybody had already done A-level and all of that. So, with especially medical science, forensics is different. I feel also all courses are different.
Yes, Professor.
All courses are very different. Like medical science, they taught you past A-level, so you hopped in. The teachers expect. I think that's one of the most criminal things in this university, especially undergrad. They don't teach for specific individuals. They teach for a majority. So they expect everyone there to have studied A-level biology, A-level chemistry. So they don't teach from the start. And if they're going to teach from the start, it's very vague, it's very brief. So I came into university thinking, my BTEC, I studied BTEC level 3, man, it should be on that level. Nah, it was a shock to the system. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. Some of my friends couldn't believe it. So I passed with like the bare minimum. Thank God it was only like, it didn't count towards my final grade, because damn, mate, third class fail. That was